He extended his hand softly, leading me, as though this moment had been patiently anticipating our arrival. The bedroom door slowly swung open, revealing a world of intimacy within. With unwavering resolve, we move forward, embracing what lies ahead. I entered, poised for the unfolding of what lay ahead. Before we embark on this journey together, I invite you to show your support by liking and subscribing. And if you would be so kind, please stay with me until the very end. Your support truly nurtures the channel, allowing these stories to flourish and continue to unfold. Shall we embark on this journey together? I awoke with a sudden intake of breath, my body tense, a gentle warmth radiating from within. My hands clutched the sheets, my legs drawn together, yearning for an elusive desire I could not fully articulate. Yet in my dream he truly was. In my dream his presence enveloped me. Intimate, profound, inescapable. It remained, a whisper of a memory I found difficult to release. The memory of his touch lingered on my skin, a gentle echo from the dream we shared. So genuine, almost painfully so. In that moment a sound reached my ears. A soft, lingering sound drifted from the other room. The gentle creak of bedsprings whispers in the stillness. Motion. I stood still, caught in the moment. My heart quickened as I turned, gazing at the barrier that separated us. My tenant. The young man rests peacefully, just a room away. I found myself pondering whether the night awakened similar reflections within him as it did within my own heart. A wave of shame washed over me, intense and swift. Yet I chose not to intervene. Perhaps I ought to have simply pressed my face into the softness of the pillow, allowing the world to fade away into oblivion. I set it aside, letting it drift from my thoughts. In that moment I chose to surrender to the stillness, letting my eyelids fall gently shut. Stillness. In that moment a gentle sound emerged. A gentle inhalation. A whispering presence. I took a deep breath. Warmth blooms across my cheeks. There was a time when men desired me in that way. In my youth. When my form was taut. When their touch became an irresistible whisper of longing. I understood the art of evoking their desire. Yet, that feels like an eternity past. At this moment I find myself a widow, navigating life in solitude, feeling a profound solitude that invites the presence of an unfamiliar soul into my home. Perhaps in the quiet corners of our minds, there are others who share these reflections. The following morning, the rich aroma of coffee enveloped the kitchen, creating an inviting warmth that lingered in the air. I filled my cup, seeking solace from the lingering warmth that enveloped me. It seems I shouldn't be experiencing these emotions. It's not centered on him. Yet, in that moment he entered the room. Without a shirt. Raindrops caress his skin. A towel draped casually over his shoulder. He ran a hand through his damp hair, the muscles of his arms flexing subtly as he dried off from the shower. Innocent. In shape. Irresistibly alluring. I took a slow sip of my coffee, observing him as he yawned and stretched, blissfully unaware of the effect he had on me. "Good morning," he said, a playful smile gracing his lips. I allowed my gaze to linger on him for just a moment more. "Ah, how lovely you appear in the gentle light of dawn." He chuckled softly, reaching for the fridge door with a gentle ease. "Your words reflect a perspective that may shift once you truly see yourself." I offered a gentle smile. Oh, darling, age may have graced me with its wisdom, yet I still possess the charm to capture attention. He chuckled softly once more. "I have every confidence in that." It was merely a gentle expression of admiration. It likely held little significance for him. Yet, the way he spoke, effortlessly and with such ease, deepened the ache within me. I rested against the counter. Is this how you often carry yourself as you move through the world? Is this moment meant solely for me? He cast his gaze downward, a soft shrug escaping him. Merely a routine. I found myself smiling more often. Perilous inclination. One can never truly anticipate the eyes that linger in the shadows. His eyebrows arched slightly, yet a playful grin danced on his lips as he took a sip of water, maintaining an air of effortless composure. I imagined he could become a bit flustered or uneasy, yet he chose not to. As I drew nearer, the air between us seemed to shimmer with unspoken words. I extended my hand toward the sugar jar next to him, allowing my arm to brush against his, just slightly, just enough to savor the warmth that lingered there. He stood still, caught in the moment. "One moment, please." It was brief, yet it lingered within me. He exhaled softly, retreating a step, his shoulder brushing against mine in a teasing manner. "Be cautious," he remarked, a gentle smile gracing his lips. "Your actions may lead me to believe there's a hint of flirtation in the air." I gazed into my coffee, a soft smile gracing my lips. "And what if I truly am?" He gazed at me, a hint of amusement dancing in his eyes. "I believe you still possess that charm." He strolled away, that easy smile lingering on his lips, while I remained flushed and unsettled, my desires only deepening. That afternoon, the sun bathed the living room in a warm golden glow. I stood before the mirror, adjusting my blouse, gently caressing the curves of my hips. The fabric embraced my form with a perfect tenderness. At my age, I still carried a certain allure, and it seemed others were aware of it too. "You know," he remarked from the doorway, "for someone who claims to be old, you certainly don't dress the part." I turned, my arms folded gently across my chest. "What exactly do you mean by that?" He offered a slight shrug, his gaze lingering as it traced the contours of my form. "It's interesting to observe how many women at your stage in life often choose to conceal their true selves. It seems you don't. You continue to carry it with grace." I savored a sip of wine, my gaze fixed upon him. "What shall I wear?" His smile deepened. "All that truly matters." A gentle warmth blossomed within me. "Is this your usual charm?" I inquired. "Or perhaps just for my heart?" He reached for a water bottle, twisting the cap open with a gentle motion. "Indeed, I offer praise when it truly resonates. It seems there are younger admirers drawn to you, wouldn't you agree?" I arched an eyebrow, a silent question lingering in the air. "Is that so?" "Indeed," he remarked, taking a sip, then locked his gaze with mine. "A friend of mine came across your photograph recently." I rested against the counter, intrigue dancing in my thoughts. "What comes next?" He found it hard to accept my words when I mentioned that you were my landlady. "You mentioned that you looked like a flame?" A gentle smile unfurled upon my lips. "I find myself drawn to your friend already." He admitted his feelings as he observed me intently. He expressed a desire to meet you. The atmosphere in the room had shifted, carrying an unspoken weight. I allowed the silence to linger for a moment before gently placing my glass on the table. "Perhaps you might consider inviting him to dinner." His expression remained steady, yet a flicker of something profound ignited within his gaze. A sense of intrigue, perhaps even a spark of fascination. "Indeed," he remarked. I met his eyes with a steady intensity. "Indeed." And in that moment, a delicate chapter unfolded. The following evening, I prepared the table with care. My hands remained calm, yet my heart was in turmoil. The wine glasses shimmered softly in the light. The fragrant aroma of herbs and garlic wafted gently through the air, creating an inviting atmosphere. It was merely an evening shared over a meal. That is what I whispered to my heart. Yet my body whispered a different truth. The door creaked open, revealing a world beyond that held unspoken promises. My renter welcomed his friend with a warm laugh, their hands meeting in a gentle shake. Yet, when his friend caught sight of me, the atmosphere changed subtly. It was more than a mere glance of camaraderie. It was a deep yearning. "Now I understand why you chose to keep her a secret," his friend remarked softly. "You hesitated to open up." A gentle smile graced my lips, a soft thrill coursing through me. "And still, here you stand." He entered with a soft smile, a warmth in his eyes. The dinner unfolded seamlessly, perhaps a touch too seamlessly. The words danced effortlessly, yet an unspoken depth lingered beneath the surface. Soft exchanges of glances, fleeting smiles, and lingering touches that spoke volumes. I reached for my wine, catching the gaze of his friend lingering in the background. "You know," he said, "I understand why he speaks of you in such a way." My renter chuckled softly. "Be cautious, as she may begin to envision possibilities." I arched an eyebrow, a silent question lingering in the air. At times, certain ideas possess a quiet brilliance. Silence envelopes us, heavy with unspoken tension. I placed my glass gently on the table. Perhaps I ought to procure another bottle. I rose and shifted my gaze toward the kitchen. I felt no need to verify. He trailed behind her, a quiet presence in the soft glow of the evening. I extended my hand toward the wine, savoring the moment. Yet, just as I was about to move, I felt his hands gently resting on my hips. My breath faltered. Was this something you envisioned? He spoke, his voice a soft murmur laced with playful intrigue. I surrendered to his embrace, allowing his warmth to envelop me completely. His grip subtly intensified. Then I would say, he murmured, "You are far more perilous than I ever imagined." I nestled into his embrace and gazed deeply into his eyes. "And you," I remarked, "you trailed behind me with surprising swiftness." He offered a knowing smile. "What is there to express? There are pursuits that truly deserve our fervent attention." My hand glided up his chest, sensing the way his body responded to my touch. He felt prepared. In his gaze I discovered a depth, and in the rhythm of his breath, I sensed an unspoken connection. "Share your thoughts with me," I murmured, allowing my fingers to drift gently downward. "When your friend remarked that I was fire, did you find yourself in agreement?" His hands gently gripped me, a silent promise lingering in the air. In that instant when our eyes met, I understood everything. I smiled with a gentle certainty. "Let us discover whether intentions align with deeds." He leaned in, his presence imbued with a quiet certainty that spoke volumes. I surrendered to him, my fingers entwining with his shirt, drawing him nearer, allowing the sensation to envelop us both. His touch ignited a wave within me, leaving me momentarily breathless, lost in the intimacy of the moment. The following morning, the house carried a different weight, not in silence, but in a palpable heaviness, as if the air itself held onto the echoes of our shared moments. I found myself in the kitchen, cradling a warm cup of coffee, my robe cinched a touch more snugly than before. A gentle resonance of the previous night lingered within me, an emotion I hadn't felt in ages, yet it was more than mere physical remnants that remained. It was the recollection, the tenderness of their touch, the way they embraced me, desired me, made me feel whole. Soft footsteps echoed in the quiet, a gentle reminder of presence and connection. I remained steadfast, not turning away. I chose not to. His presence enveloped me long before my eyes could find him. "Good morning," my tenant murmured, their voice gentle yet slightly worn. I savored the moment and turned my gaze over my shoulder. "Did you rest well?" I inquired softly. He offered a knowing smile. "It seems none of us truly found rest." I released a soft laugh, shifting to meet his gaze completely. "Are there truly no regrets?" "None," he replied, his tone now imbued with a weighty sincerity. "And you?" I shook my head gently, reflecting on the moments I wished I had embraced sooner. A soft voice echoed gently from the hallway. His friend lingered in the doorway, tousled hair framing a relaxed expression, shirt casually half-buttoned. "I hope I'm not intruding," he said, his smile languid and inviting. "Yet, if this is the way mornings unfold in this place, I may find myself wishing to linger for the entire week." I arched an eyebrow, a silent question lingering in the air between us. "Are you considering taking that step together already?" He entered the kitchen, taking his place beside my tenant. "Only if there's space for both of us." The three of us lingered in that moment, a delicate haze enveloping us, still entwined in the echoes of our shared experience. Yet it felt undeniably right. Seemed effortless, as if it were meant to be. I filled another cup of coffee and gently offered it to my friend. "Are you gentlemen feeling hungry?" They shared a gentle laugh, a moment of connection that lingered in the air. With a playful smile, my tenant confessed a hunger that extended beyond mere sustenance. I offered them a glance, savoring each moment as it unfolded. Yet I chose to stay. I allowed them to observe me as I turned, each step retreating toward my bedroom, deliberate and steady. My voice lingered softly in the air behind me. "If your curiosity lingers, you must remain attentive." The soft sound of chairs gliding across the floor echoed gently behind me. Swift footsteps. And in that fleeting moment, the door gently shut once more, leaving us in a world of our own. As the scene gently dims into darkness, some stories exist beautifully in their own ambiguity, a mere inception, and a purpose to continue onward. Share your thoughts with me. If the opportunity presented itself, would you embrace it? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. I long to listen to your tales as well. If this chapter of longing, passion, and renewal resonated with you, please express your appreciation by liking, subscribing for future tales, and activating notifications to stay connected with what unfolds next. Until we meet again.